How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called Frankenmuth Farming Map. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Frankenmuth Farming Map. This map is a Michigan, USA style farming map located near the city of Frankenmuth. There are 3 farms pre-built on the map. You must own the land before you can use or sell the buildings. The terrain on the map is mostly flat with some rolling hills, valleys, and ditches. Custom sugar beet piler factory for added realism with sugar beet harvesting. When owned by player, the piler will give you tar dirt. Take the dirt to the field and dump. Dirt piles can be leveled and will disappear when using any field working implements. If not owned by the player, it will be a sell point without the tar dirt. Number of purchasable fields 42, average acre size 16.48, number of purchasable forest lands 7, water retrieval sources build your own, alfalfa crop added and implemented with animals. There are no mods required for this map. This map was created by Taylor Farms and is 316.12 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out almost dead center on the map here at our main starting farm. We start out by owning farmlands number 5, 12, 13, 15, 17, 22, 51, and 53. 5 is a sugar beet field ready to harvest, or is still growing, I'm sorry. Number 12 is a sugar beet field that is still growing. 13 is a sugar beet field still growing. 15 is the main starting farm. 17 is a cornfield that is growing. 22 is a wheat field that is ready to harvest. 51 is a grass field ready to harvest. And 53 is a grass field ready to harvest. Now, a little note for the grass fields is that they are not like recognized grass fields. They are basically just grass textures that have been planted in there. So it's not like field number 11 here where it's actual grass. If you scroll down here, you'll see grass is one of the crop types. If you click on that, see how that whole field 11 just disappears off the grid? Well, this is also grass, but it's not the same as the grass that's actually planted in the fields. And we also have the alfalfa here as an additional crop type. And you can see there are some fields, field 43 is one I noticed, that is pre-planted. Same thing with field number 8 up in the top there. You cannot buy all areas on the map. You do not start with any animals. Contracts are available on this map. No factories to start out with. And there are collectibles on this map, 45 to be precise. You can see that down in the bottom right-hand corner on this screen. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that field prices do vary, and you do get a pretty wide range of different field sizes. So farmland number 35 here is $38,000. You got 36 here for $81,000, 44,000 for this one here, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. 166,000. We got 290,000. We got this one here for 175. We got quite a bit bigger one for 429. Here's a real big one here just south of farm at 568,000, but not too bad considering the acreage. Got this one here, 365 or 335,000. And so on and so forth. I mean, you got a pretty good range, but it does look like it does kind of top out around $500,000 plus mark, and that's not too shabby to say the least. You get quite a bit of acreage for all that. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, if we take a look under the buy menu here, there's no mods or DLCs tab here, so there's nothing under here. If we take a look at the build menu though, starting out with our buildings tab under sheds, if we scroll all the way down to the very bottom, you'll see at the very bottom there the machine shed Frankenmuth Farming Map. That is a mod specific to this map, and pretty much all of these red buildings are specific to this map. And you can see how that Frankenmuth Farming Map tag is no longer on these ones here. If we go to the next one here, to silos, we do have some here. We'll scroll all the way to the bottom, and whoops, scroll all the way to the bottom. And you got this one here, the bale barn with storage. And then there is nothing under silo extensions, constructibles, containers, tools, or farmhouses. We go over to productions and scroll all the way down to the bottom. You will see we do have a couple in here, specifically the sugar beet piler. This is the one where you put in sugar beets and you get out sugar beets plus tar dirt, as it was mentioned in the description. Go to the sell points, we scroll down to the very bottom. You'll see we do have one here. The Frankenmuth Farming Market is a mod specific to this map. Nothing under greenhouses, cultivation, or generators. There is nothing at all under animals, decorations, or landscaping. And that is all the mods specific to this map. If we take a look, we do start here at the starting farm, so let's go ahead and take a look at our starting equipment. We go under the pause menu and go to this tab here, over to vehicles. We'll start out with the M-Zone Citan 15001C. Seeder, we got the Albert Universal Bucket, the Braidel K105, the Case IH 3050 Terraflex 28 footer. That is our header for our harvester. We've got the Case IH Axle Flow 7150. We have a Case IH Magnum 380 CVX drive. We have a Gringhoff North Star 1230 FB corn header and sunflower header. We also have a J&M extended reach 1112 auger wagon. We have a John Deere 700M front loader, a John Deere 7R310, a John Deere 8RT 410, a John Deere 8RX 410, a John Deere 9R 640, a John Deere 9RX 640, a Kinsey 4905 Blue Drive planter, a Kinsey MacTill 412, which I believe is a disc harrow. We have a Crampy SKS 301050 trailer for a semi-truck. We have the Kubota RTV XG 850 sidekick. We have another Load King Distinction triple hopper trailer for our semi-truck. A Lizard pickup 2017. We have a Mack truck Superliner 6x4. We have a Nardi N7030. A Ropa Maz 5, which is a large sugar beet pickup machine. We have a Ropa RRXL 9X45. That's the header for the Ropa. We have two of those actually. And then we have the Ropa Tiger 6XL, which is our sugar beet and red beet harvester. And we have two of those as well. We also have the Summer Super Chisel CP 2050. And that is it. We have a ton of starting equipment, as you can see here. Quite a bit to work with. Now, we do start here. So let's go ahead and take a look right over here at our sleep trigger. And wardrobe trigger right here. Around the back side over here. Just in front of the truck there. Open this door. We have a repair trigger right here. And then pretty much the rest of this is storage. We have these 4 buildings over here. Each one of them is housing all sorts of different equipment. Pretty much all of our starting equipment is starting out right here on the farm. But we're going to go ahead and start making our way around the rest of the map. Let's go ahead and take this out of here. Ooh, and I clobbered my own mailbox. Alright, so we're going to take this all the way up to the north. Now at this corner here, I'll start slowing down. Make a left. Now coming up here, we'll slow down and pull into the wooded area back here. Now this, directly in front of me, is the Wagon Builder. This is one of the sell point / constructibles within the map. Now this is the same Wagon Builder as we would find on Riverbend Springs. So if you're used to that particular constructible, then you'll know exactly how this one works. But you can bring certain materials to it uh, that are required for a building stage. Once you get through that building stage, you can then bring the remaining supplies for the next stage, and so on and so on and so forth, until you get a full and completed item. Once that item is complete, it'll then sell for a large lump sum at the end. Now coming over here to farmland number 3 is our second farm on this map. Go ahead and pull off the road right here. Take a look at the map. So we were down here at our main starting farm. We took a look at the sleep trigger, wardrobe trigger, as well as the repair trigger, grabbed the truck, went all the way into the north up to this little wagon building sell point in constructible. Came back down over to farmland number 3 for $31,968. We'll go ahead and buy that. And you can see now we have access to all this land. So before we own this, all these buildings were locked. You can't open them up or anything like that. As soon as you actually purchase the land, you can now open the door. And just to prove that, let's go ahead and see if I can sell this just really quickly. Sell that. Okay, perfect. I walk up to this. Nothing. You can see that the upper left hand corner, the B button or the open button, I think it's circle on PlayStations, doesn't show up whatsoever. But if I go back and rebuy this, walk up to it now, open door is now available. So that's how this works. We have another repair trigger right there and a couple of storage buildings, but that's it. That's not a whole lot going on this particular farm. We're going to go ahead and turn around. Make a right at the intersection there, and we're going to take this all the way down until you see all those piles right behind the tree line. And now you can kind of see the pilars that are right in there. This is the kind of sugar beet processing area on the map. Pull in here. All right. Now tucked away over here are 2 sugar beet pilers. We'll stop here. Now, according to the description, this is in its current state a sell point. So you can just come up here, sell your sugar beets, and be done with them. Or you can purchase each one of these. There's another icon over there for purchase. So they're exact mirrors. You can purchase them for 15 grand each. Now, when you purchase them, you can now have access to these recipes. And all it does is you put sugar beets in, and you get sugar beets plus tar dirt out. Now, this is more of an immersion factor than anything. It really has no practical upgrade to your crops or anything like that. The tar dirt, as far as I'm aware, is not something that can be sold. We can confirm that by going to the prices per 1,000, scrolling all the way down. All right, nothing there. We'll see if there's anything that'll take the tar dirt. I don't think there is. No. So it's not a sellable product. It's not anything worth any sort of value. But what you're supposed to do is once you come over here and collect the tar dirt, you can put in here and take out both your sugar beets and your tar dirt down there. Once you take the tar dirt out, you can go over to a field that you own and dump all the dirt onto the ground. You can then plow it in, or you can do whatever it is that you want to do in order to basically simulate you taking all that leftover dirt that was basically shaken and cleaned off of these sugar beets and dump them onto your field to kind of replenish the dirt that is lost at the kind of whole harvesting process. So we'll go ahead and leave this area here. Oof. Go ahead and just run right into a tree. And now we'll make a left. Oh, there's a big rock right there. Okay, over here we're at the sawmill, and we have AI helper Noah right here as well. You can purchase a sawmill, also known as the Wood Miser LT15, for $150,000. And after purchasing, you put in here, take out, purchase, input here with the wood cell trigger there, and all of your various outputs are in these various hazard boxes right here. Go ahead and hop back in the truck. Follow this back out to the main road. And coming up here, we'll make a right. Just going to backtrack just a little ways. And now coming up here, make a right. Now coming up here to my left, in this house I'm approaching, in the front yard there, you really can't see it because of the shadow. Let's go walk up to him. This is AI helper Ben right over here. Continuing down the road just a little ways down the road. Nope, just a little bit further. Make a right. And then follow this all the way out to our third farm. Right over here. We'll go ahead and stop. Now if we take a look at the map once more, we were, let's see, all the way over here at the second farm. We came down over to the to the sugar beet pilers. Came back out and around to the sawmill and AI helper Noah. Then came down here, saw AI helper Ben, and then out this driveway up to farmland number 49 for $203,580. We can buy this, and we will. And now you can see we get a few triggers that pop up. One of them is our sleep trigger, which is right here. Wardrobe trigger on the back side of the house right over here. And then the last trigger is over here. Tucked away inside this building is another repair trigger. You can actually see it right through the window right over there. So go hop back in the truck. So pretty much every single one of the farms on this map are basically vehicle storage. There's, as far as I've been able to find, there's no silos, there's no any kind of storage whatsoever other than vehicle storage. So it's one of those where you're immediately going to have to invest in, upgrading your farms in order to put in silos, even some kind of root crop silos that are available now on the mod hub will work as well, because this map really relies a lot on root crops. So coming up here, make a left. Just got to be careful crossing over. Now coming up here on my left, right there, person standing there is AI helper David. And then a little bit further down the road, right over here at this house, standing in the yard, is AI helper Walter. So now we're going to go ahead and turn around. Head back where we came. Gotta do a wee bit of backtracking. And now we're going to be heading towards the big complex of silos way off in the distance there. That's where we're going to be heading towards next. So now we're getting ready to catch up to the main portion of the road. Looks like there's a bit of a traffic jam, so we'll just kind of skirt around it. So now coming up here, make a left and follow this out to this big complex here. Got the baseball stadium right off to the right, and off to the left here we have the Gira elevator sell point right over here in front of me. We'll get turned around. And now we have to go all the way to the other side of the map. And start seeing the kind of industrial area on the map starting to come into view. Got the big water tower there in the distance. Okay, now coming up on my left is our first set of interests. Go ahead and stop right over here. So off to my left, this is the bakery. Can own this for $50,000. I have an output here and an input here. Right next door, this is the Frankenmuth Farming Market, or Farmers Market. It is a sell point, and you've got basically pallet sell point on the side that I'm looking at here, and the grain sell point is on the other side right there. Now over here we have the warehouse buy point right there, and along the back side is the warehouse sell point right there. Right next door we have the grain mill. Can purchase that for $288,000. Output is right here, and input is tucked away back here. So now over here, where was it? I think it's on this side. Ah, there it is. We have the rope maker for $300,000. You can purchase this. Output here and input is over here. Right next door, on this side of the building, this is the carpentry. Can purchase this for $300,000. We have our input here. I'm sorry, output right here, input over here with a wood cell trigger right there. And now we need to turn back around just real quick and go back here. So we have our slurry sell point right here. I'm sorry, slurry buy point, and this is the manure buy point. Following this the whole way around, we have the animal dealer sell point right there, and we have the animal dealer purchasing point right here. So this is where you can come to purchase your animals for any pens and pastures that you have around the map. Now, we don't have any at the moment, but you can see you can purchase them. You just don't have any place to put them. So you can't purchase them. You just don't have anywhere to put them. So you can come to this menu, but there's nothing to do. But if you do have something placed down on the map, come to this location, you can either use this icon or the same icon at the pens and pasture that you have put down on the map. If you do use this icon, though, not only will you be charged the base price for said animal that you're purchasing, like an adult cow, base price is $1,175, but you're also going to incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. So for every animal that you purchase, you're spending the base price plus the delivery fee if you're using this icon directly. Now, if you want to save that fee price for the delivery, all you do is bring an animal trailer to this location, you park it right in this hazard box, you activate it, and load the animals directly into the trailer. You then buy them, deliver them yourself, and you're good to go. You save that money. So depending on the number of animals that you're buying, might be worth investing in a trailer, whether it's leased or owned. Over to my left, that person standing there, that's AI helper Katie. Now, let's see, over here. We're on the back side over here. Right here is the dairy sell point. We'll cross over back to here. We have a repair trigger right here, and our shop trigger is right over here. Going right across the street. Over here, we have the Cooper. For $300,000, you can purchase this. And I believe the inputs were on the back side. Yeah, there we go. Input here, and where was that output? Huh. I don't see. Well, I'm not quite sure where the output on that one is, but hopefully it's around somewhere. Now, right next door, we have the tailor shop. You can purchase this for $240,000. And for this one, oh, I went around the wrong side again. Output here, input here. And actually, while we're right here, might as well. This is the Grain West silo. This is the train silo. We have an input and output for trailers right here. And, oh, there goes the train right there. Good timing. Inside this bay here is the input for your train. So you're able to load stuff and take it off the map. Grab the truck. Now off to the right, in the distance there by the train tracks, we have a train rent train trigger and a gas station right over there. Nice little buy point. And now we have to go to our very last point of interest, but it is on the complete other end of the map. So it's on the very north side of the map. So we're going to get there as quickly as we possibly can. Put the pedal to the metal. It should be coming into view. Yes, it is. Right there, directly in front of us, is our last point of interest. Cross over. Directly in front of me is the Grain Elevator Museum. This is another one of the sell point and constructible areas. So this one is easy to demonstrate. You can just walk up to it and see at the bottom right hand corner where it says Grain Elevator Museum. For this stage, you need to bring over 6,000 liters of wood beams and 6,000 liters of planks long. In order for it to then process it, it takes a bit of time, but get through this stage and get through each of the individual stages. But once it does, it'll then tell you the next step and the subsequent items that are needed for that particular step. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you need to do for this one, but it works as a sell point and as a eventual buildable area. But that's it. That is everything here on Frankenmuth Farming Map. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. As it sits right now, I am not a huge fan of this map. Nothing wrong with it per se. Is just kind of a personal preference. Now, I had a very similar experience with the FS22 version, and part of it is because I lived in this state, and I specifically lived in this specific area. Now, before I go into too much depth as to what I don't like about this map, I will go ahead and start out with some of the things I do like about it. If anybody has ever driven in the northern part of the country, they will know that this texture for the road is spot on. The roads in Michigan, for the most part, are absolute garbage. They're just potholes and cracks and crevices all throughout the entire roadway. So to see this just really strikes true to me. It really adds up. And I like that. I like that a lot because it just, again, looks legitimate. I'd love to have seen like a bit more texture in the road itself. So if you're going to drive through, it's like all these cracks are equating up to bumps, you know, little shifts in the road. But they are relatively flat and, you know, no real kind of, well, actually, now that I say that, I didn't notice it before, but now I'm focusing on the truck itself. You do see quite a bit of bobbing around on the truck. So you know what? Retract that previous statement and add it to the good pile. Also, I think that this map is a very, very good and strong candidate for a map where you're just starting to learn Farming Simulator. The fields are nice and big. The only kind of downside to that aspect are these big kind of drainage ditches along the sides of the roads and along the sides of the fields. I could see that kind of causing some troubles with some individuals starting to learn the game and potentially getting their vehicles stuck. So it's one of those I can see because of the nature of the fields. They're nice and square. They're big. You know, there's only a few where it's kind of, you know, got any sort of whoop-de-doo to it or anything like that. But I mean, for the most part, this would be a very strong opening candidate for somebody who's brand new to the game and wants to just kind of come in and poke around. Outside of that, those are my big kind of pluses for this one. Also, the color palette, I do like the color palette. It's toned down, it's nice. And I do like the culverts and the drainage ditches. Now, it is a bit much, because you got all these drainage ditches like lining a good portion of the entirety of the map. And again, I'm from this area. I recognize like some bits that the map maker was going for on this, but for the most part, it's kind of misses the mark for me personally. And what specifically kind of missed that mark was the kind of terrain. The terrain is extremely flat, so it really doesn't ring true to the area that I'm used to there in Frankenmuth. And I've been all over the place in Frankenmuth. I absolutely loved it up there when I lived there, and still frequently go up to Frankenmuth to this day. There's really no identifier to Frankenmuth on this map that really makes you scream that it's Frankenmuth. Outside of the pretty blue water tower that's way off in the distance there, and it's saying Frankenmuth, you would never really be able to tell that this was Michigan, let alone Frankenmuth. Nothing about this really screams to me, you know, home. So, all that being said, I'm not really huge on this map personally, but what would I give this on a 0 to 5 scale? I'd give this a 3. I think that this is probably a good middle of the road map. Not one for my taste, but certainly is not a bad map. And look, when I kind of give these negative aspects to it, I do it so in a critiquing matter, not to be mean or anything like that to the map maker. I greatly appreciate the map maker doing everything they did here, making this map, because I'm certainly not going to be the arbiter of all that is true when it comes to maps or anything along those lines. So it is not intended to be a dig. It is not intended to be anything negative whatsoever. It is intended to be constructive criticism. And in this particular case, because I'm familiar with the local area, it's just one of those that it just really doesn't ring true to me. So that's just kind of me personally and how I feel about it. Outside of that, I think it's a fine map, an absolutely fine map, and it's certainly going to have a lot of fans out there. I just not going to be one of them, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing to show you engage with this channel and enjoy the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.